Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 Audi S6. This is the Premium Plus. Huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This S6 is finished off in Chronos Gray Metallic and has an MSRP just over $88,000. Now this is powered by the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,500 pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 19.3 gallons. You can expect to see around 19 miles per gallon in the city, 27 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 115.3 inches. Its overall length is 195. It has a width of 74.3, a height of 56.9, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.5 inches. Now this particular model also has a lot more goodies than just the Premium Plus package. There's the S Sport package, which is $4,000, Black Optics package $750. There's the Audi Sport Express Red Stitching package, which is $500, and then we have a few for the S Sport adaptive suspension, the S Beam, and then the floor mats too. So we have quite a lot for this top trim level. Now as we work our way up front, you'll notice that this has a set of LED headlights with a really nice design for those housings. There's also the Audi badge, which is chrome. Interesting, it's not blacked out for this model, but the entire hexagonal grille surround is gloss black. There's more gloss black accents within it. There's also the forward-facing camera and then some sensors as well for the adaptive cruise. Now this also has headlight washers that are just underneath both headlights. There's more gloss black in the lower section as well as a lot more cutouts to provide additional cooling. There's also two crisp points that come off the top of the grille and lead their way to the base of the windshield there. Now as we work our way to the side, this has a really nice set of 21-inch wheels with that multi-spoke design, massive brake calipers up front to give this plenty of stopping power. There's also gloss black for the side mirrors that have a camera and a turn signal. There's gloss black for the front section of the roof there with the sunroof. All the window trim is finished off in gloss black as well, and some of those crisp edges work their way to the lower section as well as in the upper section of the door there. And then in back, really nice small trunk mounted spoiler there to give it some definition. There's the backup camera, LED taillights with that sequential design to them. There's all of the parking sensors and then the quad tip dual exhaust in the lower section. Now as we work our way to the cargo space, you can use the key fob or the button up underneath to open up that power trunk where you have a good bit of space. There's a storage bin on that left side. You also have a first aid kit. And then if I lift up this floor, you have the spare tire along with a little bit of storage, so you could use that as needed. And then you have a hook here as well, so you can place some items there if you need to. The back seats also fold down, so you can get a little bit more storage if you need it. And then up top, you have two buttons. You can close it or lock the vehicle as well. Now, as we work our way to the interior, you can also lock and unlock this from all four door handles, which is nice. And this has a beautiful interior. There's all the carbon fiber, brushed aluminum, Alcantara, all the leather and stitching, Bang & Olufsen for the sound system, plenty of storage in that lower section as well. And then we have more red accents within these seats. It's also on both sides of the seat belts. And then you have the tab up top here that you can use to fold down the seats if you need to. And at 5'10", hopping into the back, there's a good bit of space. There's storage nets. You have your climate vents, all of your adjustments on this LCD screen to go through that information. There's also some auxiliaries down below. And at my height, I have around an inch or so of headroom. So I can sit upright and be comfortable, maybe go on a long road trip. Definitely very spacious for its size. Right in the middle, you do have the armrest with cup holders. You get a little bit of storage behind that if you need it. And then you can also fold down this middle seat individually. So just pull on that release and you have that if you need to. But plenty of visibility all around, so it's not all that small in the back. The S6 is a little bit longer, so you get that extra space. Now up front, there's some carbon fiber accents. There's lock and unlock, memory seating adjustments. Your side mirrors are also heated too, power folding. There's all the window controls, trunk release, and more storage. And then we have the same design for these front seats with the S logo there. Very nice lateral supports and all of the automatic adjustments down below. And then as we hop in, we're greeted with the solid and perforated leather steering wheel. On this right side, there's volume, Bluetooth, you have tuning and volume along with a favorites button. There's also paddle shifters on the back side, and then you have a few controls for the gauge cluster. So let's fire this up and take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the virtual cockpit now, you'll notice over on the far left side, there's your engine temperature, far right side is fuel, and then within this system, you can go through a lot of information. So I can scroll through info over on that left side, and all the info front and center is fixed. I can also scroll over and view some more of this information. So get into music, get into Bluetooth, pull up the navigation, and then we're back to this setting here. If I click on view now, you can pull all of this up in a larger screen. So that's all going to shift to the middle. So if you have the navigation on, you can bring that up in full screen versus minimizing it to the left side. So it just depends on how you'd like to view this information. You have two different ways to do that. Now over on this left side, you have a little bit of storage. There's also your headlight adjustments. There's also the stock for your cruise control and distance pacing. You get more carbon fiber underneath the one air vent. Leather covers the entire dash. There's also air vents that go all the way to the passenger side there. And then with this upper LCD screen, you have a good bit of icons to go through. You have your radio, media, you can get into your vehicle too. So you can get into your drive select with the different driving modes. You can go into your seats, adjust all of that, look at your AC as well. And then you have shortcuts on this left side. So you can get into your navigation, your music, as well as your phone and audio adjustments. So you have quite a lot that you can go through, even the split screen here. So you can view a lot of information, and then you can keep going with the rest of those icons. Now right in the middle, in between these screens, we have the engine start stop. There's also shortcuts, so you can input those addresses as favorites. You can also shut that upper screen off if you would like to. Now underneath that, you have your climate adjustments, so you can get into all of that. There's also the heated seats. You have your fan speed, where you'd like the air to go. You even have adjustments for the rear, as well as your heated steering wheel. So you can get through all of those, of course. And then you also have a shortcut to your drive select, which I showed that screen earlier. There's your traction control, you have some defrosters, there's the engine start stop button. There's also a shortcut to the camera system. So you can pull up this 3D view, where you can pull up all of these different angles, just depending on what you would like to see. You also have a shortcut to your safety features. So when you turn that on for your driver assistance, you can adjust how you would like that. And there's also volume and power for your audio. Now there's cup holders on this right side, along with a 12 volt. You have a little bit of storage in the middle. You can place the key fob if you'd like. And then to put this into reverse, simply push that forwards, where we have that camera system. There's also drive, and then the manual setting. So you can shift using this or the shifter itself, and then park is located on the back. There's the e-brake behind that. And then you have wireless charging with some auxiliaries in the center armrest. There's plenty of room in the glove box. And then up top, you have the rear view mirror. You also have the touch sensitive dome lights, and then the adjustments for the sunshade and the sunroof. So those are automatic. And then here's a look at visibility. Very small pillars with large windows. So it's easy to see over both shoulders. As we set off now behind the wheel for the S6, it's been several years since I've been able to review this model. For the 25-year model, there's not too many significant changes from what I have seen from some of the previous years that I may have missed. But for the 25-year model, we have a very nice vehicle. This one is pretty much fully loaded with all of the options that you could want. So not only do you get a very luxury and refined sedan from Audi, you also get a little bit of performance. We have quite a lot of power for this model, which is nice to see. So let's put it into the dynamic setting, and we can use these paddle shifters here. That sounds pretty good for this. And as we come up to a sharp right turn, the handling seems very, very nice. So this is not necessarily the most performance-oriented Audi you can get, being the S6, but you do get a good bit of performance and handling characteristics for this model. It definitely has plenty of power as well. So if you're looking for a well-refined vehicle to daily drive, but you want a little bit of that power, this is a good option to go with. It's also very smooth, even with this sport suspension, which is an option. Seems very nice. So it handles great, it drives great, it rides well for that suspension. Seats are also very comfortable too. We have some good lateral supports for this. And I like this model because you get a good bit of space. Now, if you want a little bit more legroom in the back, you can go with the S8, which I have been able to review. So check out that full review if you want to see the differences. So you get a little bit smaller of a vehicle with the S6, not by much, but it still gives you an ample amount of space to use this every single day. You have plenty of space for this sedan, so that way you can throw in some larger items if you need to. It's just a really nice place to be. I like the fact too that Audi hasn't gone to those giant screens. There's a few Audi models that have the tablet that's kind of just stuck on the dash. I have been able to review a few of those models, and I'm not sure the difference why Audi has chosen to do this setup versus some of them that just have that pop-up screen. Could be a price, the cost of the vehicle. There's a lot of factors that I don't have the answer to for that. But with the upscale top trim levels here, I like the integration of these screens. So you get a lot of tech, but it's easy to go through and use. And we're still in dynamic mode, second gear. Here we go. Definitely has a good sound to it, and that was just a mild acceleration. The paddles are very responsive as well. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the S6. Definitely a very nice interior. Everything is laid out well. We have a lot of nice materials. The only downside, I haven't seen a head-up display. I'm not sure if that is an option, but I would think with the amount of packages on this model, you would at least have the head-up display. But overall, it's very nice. If you're looking for a luxury-focused vehicle, Audi is a luxury brand, so you are going to get a very nice feel and drive. And I do like this suspension as well. It's a little bit on the firm side, so that's an option. So if you don't want that, you can just go with a standard setup. But the suspension seems really nice. It takes corners well. So I would personally get it just for the added weight of this vehicle. Being a larger sedan, it's going to help with the handling characteristics and around turns, cornering, things like that, to just make it drive much better. And we have a great place to be. So I could see this being a good daily driver. If you wanted a little bit larger of a sedan, something you have plenty of room in the back for full-size adults, or just extra space in general, it's definitely a nice place to be. Very quiet too. There's really no road noise or wind noise, anything like that. And then you do have the different driving modes. So I can put it into comfort or auto, where it's going to get a little bit softer. And as far as the 3-point turn goes, very, very tight in the steering. So that's good for its extra size here. But as we have it in comfort mode now, still sounds about the same. But the throttle was not quite as responsive as dynamic. So it's nice that you have a few different options here, just depending on how you are driving for the day and how you want to have this set up. But that's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Audi S6. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.